Everybody, welcome back to Power Play on Wicked Good Everything. We're joined as always by Chris Uminski. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
Doing quite well. Better than Evander Kane, I would imagine, considering,
Yes.
we've covered it a few times, but this might be the end of the Evander Kane saga. What's
God,
happening?
I hope it's the end. I'm so sick of talking about this guy. I'm so sick of hearing about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we talked about in past episodes how he's being investigated by the NHL for any number of things.
Mm-hmm.
His wife accused him of beating her,
Mm-hmm.
of like being a deadbeat dad, and the big one was the gambling allegations.
Mm-hmm.
The good news for Evander Kane is that the NHL found zero evidence, or at least nothing substantial, that would. They found nothing incriminating him, basically.
Yeah, so as far as the gambling allegations, which were, of course, he's betting either for or against his team, not something you should do. Anyways, can get in a lot of trouble for that, but they weren't able to substantiate that. So good for him there. He's getting off the hook on that accusation, but we have another one that he's not going to get off the
Yeah.
hook.
But one thing that these investigations did turn up was that he may have faked his COVID card.
Mm,
Turns out he did.
yeah.
And the NHL has handed down a huge, huge, huge suspension. 21 games,
Okay.
which that is a season is like 82 games long. That's
Mm,
a quarter of the season right there.
yep. So we had talked about like on the last time that he wasn't even like participating with like the Sharks. That's a team he's currently on. At this point, I imagine they're probably gonna release him if they haven't already. What are your thoughts there? Do you think the Sharks are completely done with him?
Well, I mean, I was just reading some very interesting things from a number of sources. Like even just like in the few minutes before we did this.
Mm,
And the mood in the Sharks locker room, which, one of your teammates gets suspended for a quarter of the season, normally that would put a damper on a team, right?
mm,
Well,
you would think.
so far, everything that I have read has
Mm,
indicated that the Sharks are all very excited. The mood in the locker rooms, they're all saying, is going to be so much better.
mm-hmm,
Um, we've already said multiple times that they've like gone to the GM, been like, get him out of here. I think he's done.
yeah.
It's very hard to come back from a suspension that's that long in any sport.
Right.
Um,
I mean, I like you have to be an absolute superstar to kind of overcome a suspension like that. And you have to be somebody who's not going to be a locker room distraction when you do come back. And it doesn't sound like, obviously he's a good player, but as far as being a locker room distraction, it doesn't sound like he's very good for that. Is that accurate?
yeah, that hits the nail right in the head. You have to be as good of a player
Mm,
as you are, as good of a player or better than how you are in the locker room. I feel
mm,
like if you're kind of an asshole in the locker room sometimes, but you're a great player, I feel
yep.
like you can get away with it.
Right. Of
Like
course.
like Evander Kane, like he's a good player, probably one of the best the Sharks have, but
Mm,
he was such a terrible presence in the locker room that it just
right.
negated all of that.
Mm. Yeah, and I would be surprised if anyone else takes a shot on him. At least right now, well, he'll have to definitely prove that he's vaccinated. I assume he's not, given that he got a fake vaccination card. But even then, I don't know if he's worth the trouble. I mean, you're much more of a hockey expert than I ever could hope to be. Do you think there's a path to him coming back in any capacity here?
The only thing I could think of is if the Sharks just have a terrible, terrible season leading up to it, and then they have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like you said, he'll have to prove that he's gotten vaccinated. Like, I think it's trending towards them releasing him.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned it last time we talked about him, but the Sharks designated him as an unrostered player,
Mm-hmm.
which basically means that he didn't participate in camp. He's not on the regular season roster right now, but he's still technically on their payroll.
Okay.
Which is like it's the closest thing to being cut you can be without actually getting cut.
Yeah. And this might be the thing that they were waiting on to be like, okay, let's just get rid of this guy.
Yeah, for everyone's sake.
Yeah. So hey, unfortunate. Like it always sucks when someone is very talented but can't like get out of their own way. Obviously, that's a little bit the case here, and a little bit like he just might kind of just be a jerk. So hopefully he sees this as a wake up call and he can kind of get everything back together. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they did. They are saying that he is enrolled in some kind of a program. I don't think it's the same one that Carey Price is in.
Right.
But like I saw someone that he is enrolled in some kind of a program.
Yeah, and hey, Evander, probably not watching this video, very unlikely, but hey, everyone loves a comeback story. So if you can just get your shit together, come back, and get vaccinated, you know, I think you could still turn it around here.
I'm sure the Worcester Railers could always use another guy.
Hey, that's true. It's definitely true. Hey, shout out Railers. If any of you ever want to come on this show, I'm sure Chris would be happy to ask you some questions. For those who don't know, that's our minor league team near us. Definitely need to get out to a game at some point. That'll be fun.
Railers games are wicked fun.
Are they? All right, Chris. Anything else you want to touch on this episode before we get on out of here?
Well, I suppose the last thing is about a month or so ago, we talked about Jimmy Hayes, former Bruin, who sadly passed away way too young. We did find out what happened, and they're saying it was connected to drugs.
Yeah, I saw before we going on, like just Googling so I'd be updated. He had like cocaine with fentanyl in his system. That sucks, obviously. Everyone fucking be careful out there. We were talking about it before we were on air. Like, this is not a rare thing, especially in Massachusetts right now. Like, some real shit going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, and this just proves it can happen to literally anybody.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, obviously very tragic. Thoughts and prayers out to his family. We just figured we'd give you an update on that story in case you hadn't heard. So, very sad, obviously, and it just sucks, man. Life is too short for everyone out there.
Yeah.
So, all right, Chris. From that, where can they find you online?
You can find me in a much brighter mood when I'm tweeting about hockey. On Chris_Umitsky. Definitely the best place to find me.
Yeah, go follow him there. You can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar, this BMARR. The channel's on Twitter at WickedGoodSport and at WG Everything. Instagram, Wicked Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Everything. TikTok, we have the regular channel, Wicked Everything. And I finally started the Wicked Good Sports TikTok, so check out short news stories. I'll try to have like a more comedic slant to them than, the regular videos that we do on the channel. You can see the first one up now where I talk about how John Gruden was kind of the fall guy for the NFL's investigation into the Washington football team.
I actually watched that one today. I thought it was hilarious.
Hey, I appreciate it. So yeah, check that one out there. Please subscribe to the channel. We're getting ever closer to 100 subscribers so we can get the custom URL that we are looking for. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And we will see you all in the next one.